Hi, my name is Daniel Tan, and I'm the Managing Director of Melbourne Masterclasses. I began playing violin when I was 6 years old, which, according to my parents' testimony, was a little bit later than I wanted to. The story goes that I first asked my parents if I could play violin when I was 2 years old, which is very normal. And I think being like any sensible parent, they thought that I had just sort of seen it somewhere or watched something on TV and was interested. And so, as a compromise, they said that, you can go, you can learn piano. So I started piano a year later when I turned 3. And then I got to 6 years old, and I apparently, and these are my parents' words, demanded to play violin, and then accused them of wasting the last 4 years of my life, which doesn't sound like me at all. Um, and and I think at that point they realised that this kid wanted to play violin, and the rest is history. So I've been playing since I was 6. In reality, I have no idea why I became a musician, actually. I think it was one of those things that because I just started so young and stuck with it, I think I eventually sort of fell into or developed an interest and a passion, which I'm a firm believer in developing passions as opposed to finding them. So I think that I was initially drawn to it for some reason. I have no idea what it was. I was 2. I think I've just stuck with it ever since, and I've felt or found no reason to stop being a musician. I have so many happy musical memories, and I think most of them are orchestral because there's something about playing music with other people and really achieving something on that kind of scale. The first time I played Beethoven 7 comes to mind, because that is my hands down my favorite Beethoven symphony, and I just like that. I remember that had been a year of really rapid improvement for me, and I really was starting to feel comfortable on my instrument in a way that I hadn't before, and everything about that performance just felt so easy and natural. It's been an uphill climb since then, but I remember that being a really, really happy and joyful concert experience. Yeah. I think I could go on for days about musicians that inspire me, especially famous ones, because there are so many and for so many reasons. But I do actually think that I am most inspired by the musicians and the colleagues that are in my most immediate circle, simply because it's such a difficult and challenging thing to put yourself out into the world as an artist or as a creative. And I have watched so many of my friends and really close colleagues do this week after week, day after day, performance after performance. And I think that never fails to inspire me because I know how hard it is for me. And so to watch them do that so regularly never fails. Thinking about a non musician that inspires me is even harder, I think. But outside of my immediate circle and outside of my family, I think, like many people, I've been very much inspired by Jacinda Ardern's leadership a lot recently. I think she embodies what it is to be both decisive but empathetic, which we don't see in leadership so much these days, especially in politics. And I think that she cuts a very different mold for what an effective and compassionate leader can look like. So she really inspires me, definitely. I have many favourite things about music and being a musician, obviously. But I think one of the reasons that one of all my happiest memories playing music are always in orchestra, even though I don't consider myself to be an amazing orchestral musician, nor really want to be an orchestral musician as a career. I think all of my happiest or most profound memories have always been playing in an ensemble of size, because I think music is one of those rare careers and professions and things that gives you the opportunity to contribute to a much greater whole with, 80 other people, and the scale of your collective achievement is 150 times greater than what you can do by yourself. And I think that will never not be special to me. And when it works, it's the most incredible feeling. So that. I think with Melbourne Masterclasses, I've been most excited about just how readily all these new ideas and concepts and programs and things have come to us, and I suppose I'm really excited about doing all of them, and I would like to do all of them now, which is obviously not possible, but I think a very good sign. So I just think there's so much potential, and there's so many interesting things that we can do. That's what I'm excited about.